So many times kids say, I haven't felt this way since I was very little. And this is a kid saying this.
Wow.
They are very little to us, right? But they're going to be like, wow, I haven't felt this way since I was like a little baby. Like, I feel so happy. But also really profound things like kids saying, I was dealing with really extreme depression, or it's devastating to see how early kids are hurting themselves. We have third graders, right? We teach kindergarten through 12th grade, but third graders are already doing, like, rigorous standardized testing these days. And we had kids vomiting before the test. Third graders, they're 8. You look at an 8-year-old, that's like a tiny human being, like a precious tiny human being.
So, what I would say is my experience with Sky or kind of meditation has been as an adult. I never learned meditation as when I was younger or as a young adult. How impactful does it get, for somebody who's in middle school and just trying to figure out, their identity, kind of just, is this something that really, students are seeking for, or is it something that, really they get it, or is it just something that they have to do in school?
I have so many different thoughts on this one. Are they seeking for it? As in, are kids looking to learn breath work and meditation? No, not.
I think so.
I don't think it's the #1 thing searched on TikTok these days, right?
Right.
But to keep it really real, yes, there are kids teaching other kids breathing practices. And one of my favorite things, I'm kind of jumping to the end here, but once we teach young kids these practices, the very first thing they do is go home to their families and teach them as well.
Wow.
Immediately, right? They see the value immediately. But to your question, in one level, no. Their mind is focused on their school and on their social life and on sports and their dreams, and they're not necessarily seeking this. The younger kids especially. But what are they seeking? They're seeking happiness. They're seeking belonging and feeling connected. They're seeking themselves every day. Who am I? That is the guiding question for a young person, whether they're conscious of it or not, right? I mean, it's all a discovery. They're trying on different personalities and different subject matter. And so when they have an experience of something, whether they were looking for it or not, that brings them into a sense of, wow, oh, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I care about that really matters to me. And this is what peace feels like. They love it. They appreciate that. They respect that. So, I mean, a few tangible answers. So many times kids say, I haven't felt this way since I was very little. And this is a kid saying this. And they are very little to us, right? But they're going to be like, wow, I haven't felt this way since I was like a little baby. Like, I feel so happy and peaceful. And the remarkable thing about kids is their innocence. Their amazing innocence. But what's devastating in our society right now is also how quickly that innocence gets lost. I mean, like we teach kindergarten through 12th grade. There's a huge range there. By the time you get to high school, you appreciate stress, right? So our 9th, 10th, 11th graders, they are looking for stress relief. They're like, you're going to make me feel better? Like, sign me up. Like, my head's already spinning. A 5th grader might not be looking for it, but when they experience that ease, it feels like home. It's often how they describe it. I feel like I'm home. I can just rest. Like, the stress has melted away. This is who I am. And they're so grateful for it and they love it. And I completely forgot what little anecdote I was going to give you. And I tripped myself up there, but they share it with others immediately. They keep using it, not because we tell them. Like, are we going to chase them around and be like, do your breathing or go meditate? No, but they come back the next day and said, I did this breathing before sports practice. I did it before I had a concert and I was nervous. My mom was angry with me and I did it. Or, I was studying and I was exhausted and I meditate. They come back and report back to us how they're doing this in their lives. And that's, honestly, we wouldn't keep doing it if we weren't getting that feedback. Like, it doesn't feel good to show up every day and like tell kids to do something. No, but when you give them a gift and they come back and say, thank you, this is what it's doing for me. When we get to read those testimonials, and there the list is just so profoundly long in what they share with us. So much about how they're navigating conflict differently, about how much better they can sleep, about when they use it in their day, but also really profound things like kids saying, I was dealing with really extreme depression, or it's devastating to see how early kids are hurting themselves, literally, self-harm and cutting in the schools. It's heartbreaking when you see the age. I just remember what I was going to share. We have third graders, right? We teach kindergarten through 12th grade, but third graders are already like rigorous standardized testing these days. And we had kids vomiting before the test. Third graders, they're 8. You look at an 8-year-old, that's like a tiny human being, like a precious tiny human being. And they're so intimidated by these tests that we had kids vomiting, right?
Wow.
So to be able to learn these tools, and what I was getting at was preserving that innocence. See, the amazing thing with a young child, as opposed to, say, us as adults, when we learn these practices, is there, that purity is still there, right? We accumulate all the stress and we kind of harden a bit. And so as an adult, when you do this, there's kind of this opening that's very powerful, and you feel like the child coming out a little bit. For a kid, it's you're preserving that natural state, right? You see that 8-year-old become an 8-year-old again, instead of, somebody in panic. And that's so fulfilling.
Wow.
To protect that innocence.